Hi everyone, I have got a small junk journaling haul for you today. I'll be right back. Alright, so I didn't film anything yesterday and I'm sitting here on my lunch break on Friday deciding I need to film something just in case my throat gets worse over the weekend. So I'm going to try to film something now on my lunch break, which shouldn't take too long, and then after work I'm going to try to film a Temu haul to air tomorrow, and then maybe I'll be feeling better in time to film something on Sunday. So let's get started. So yesterday was a beautiful day around here, and so I took most of the day off of work. I had a meeting in the morning, but then I took off after that. And I'd really been wanting to go to an antique store for doing the junk journaling because I still hadn't found any Reader's Digest anthologies or collections or whatever you want to call it. And sorry, I do have a cough drop in my mouth in case you notice I'm doing weird things. But so I decided I wanted to see what the antique world had. Plus, I haven't found any postcards. It used to be you could find postcards at thrift stores, but apparently now people understand what those are worth. So I was also looking for that, and I found a bunch, but they were all individually wrapped in plastic and $1.50 a piece, and I just couldn't justify that. So I'll show you what I did find, which I think I got a few cool things that'll help. But then after this, and a few things, I've got a few things to show you from Amazon also on this haul, and I've got a few things still coming from Amazon that I'll show you, and I've got some stuff from Temu coming for junk journaling. But I'm going to try to stop spending money on junk journaling and actually make a junk journal. Although I did watch a Victoria Designs YouTube video last night where she made just a really simple junk journal using her printables, and she actually printed one of her printables on iron-on transfer paper and then transferred it to fabric to make her cover. So of course that meant that I wanted to get iron-on transfer paper, but it's just in my wish list right now. So maybe if I get some money for my birthday or something, I can order that. But I'm going to try to be good. And I did end up getting from Temu 7 packages were late. So I got $35 in returns. And I had a 20% off coupon, which I used yesterday along with most of my credit money that I had in there. I think I ended up spending $10, and I was really trying not to spend any new money on Temu, but I did kind of fail at that. But I did order several junk journaling supplies from them finally. So that'll be coming 10 days from now, I don't know. All right, so let's get started. So I had mentioned this glue on an earlier Amazon haul, but it hadn't come yet, or it was upstairs, I guess. So I just wanted to show that this PVA stuff is supposed to be really good for book binding. And maybe I did show this on another video, and now my brain is just messed up and I don't remember. But I did notice that a lot of people like fabric glue because it's waterproof. And so I might get some of that, Fabri-Tex or something like that. I might put some of that on my wish list too. Okay, antique store. Now, I found that really cool music book from Goodwill that has full-size sheets of music, so I didn't really need any more music pages. But I found this cool book I know it says Dutch, so I don't know if it's really Dutch or if it's German, but it's a music book. And it's got words in the other language. So I thought I went ahead and got this just because of the language difference. So more music pages, and they have some good coloring around the edges. Should be easy to distress if I want to. So yeah, so I got that, and the cover's kind of cool. It's not in very good shape, but the more I learn, maybe I can convert this into a cover for a journal once I learn how to deal with spines and stuff. All right, and then, well, let's do this one first. And then I found this book, which is super pretty. I mean, this part's not in very good shape, but yeah, so I kind of, and it's a speller. So I thought this would make, I thought the pages in this would be good for using in junk journals. But I confess, I really did buy it because of this cover was so cool. And it's small, so I don't know if there's a way to kind of repair this. It may just be gunk that I can work off. I just can't tell if it's permanently stained or if it's got, part of me thinks it's got gunk on it, but it doesn't look water damaged per se. So yeah, so I thought that was really cool. And this was only $5. That hymnal, that German hymnal, was $4. So, and then I finally did find some Reader's Digest anthologies. One shop was just using them as levels. They weren't really displaying them, so I almost didn't see them. But I got 4, and they cut off the price tag, so I don't know which ones were which, but I think there were 2 that were $4 and 2 that were $3.50. But basically, I wanted these because of how pretty the cover is, because I've seen people, I mean, it's a little banged up here, right? But I've seen people make junk journals out of this and utilize this design into their cover. So it's, you know, takes away some of the work that you might have to do. And there might be some cool pictures in here I can use and scan. The pages themselves aren't very weathered looking, but I really did just get it for the outside, which maybe is dumb because you can just take a cereal box or cardboard and make a cover. So, and I probably need to do that a few times before I try to work with a real binding, but that's why I got that. So this one was a really pretty green and kind of burgundy flowers. This next one was my husband's favorite, although from a vintage kind of look, this is more kind of retro instead of vintage. But this one was in pretty good shape. And this one, the pages are a little bit yellower. Oh. Kind of have a nice yellowing border. But again, pretty much just got it for the cover. Where did that picture go? I wanted to see if that was a good, well, it could be interesting. It's different colored paper, that is. So there was another one. And then this one was probably my favorite one. I just really like that design. And we did find a couple of these that must have been newer. Like, what year is this? this one, the stories in it are from 76 and 77, but I can't tell when it says this book was. But I think we found a couple that were from the 80s, and they didn't have this pretty, it was just all this color for the whole thing, so I didn't get those. But yeah, this one is really pretty, but the pages aren't anything special, or the pictures really. And then the last one, well, this one's pretty too. I don't know, there's just something about these greens and burgundies that I think works better for vintage than that red and blue one. I mean, this is kind of a retro-y kind of design too, but yeah, it just, those are the price, where the price tags were. But yeah, and this one, nothing really special about these pages either. All right, so I got those, and then the last thing that I got was so this is St. Louis University newspapers from September 38 to May 1940. I mean, in a nice binding, not that I'm going to use the binding, but I got this because a lot of the newspaper pages that I've got, if I want to use them as pages in a journal, they're going to be sideways, which is fine, or I have to cut them out and put them on something else to get them to be the right direction. But these pages are big enough that, like on this one, I could just, you know, cut along here, and then I would have a full-size landscape kind of letter page that I could then maybe fold along here and have newspaper go in the right direction. So I got it partly because of that, and it was nice and yellow, but then I also got it because I was looking for ads. Now, this was a school newspaper, not like a regular newspaper. So I flipped through every single page on this last night while I was watching TV. There are a ton of cigarette ads and a ton of department store ads for clothing. And then there's, well, this might be one. Movie photo play ads to show what movies were playing that day or that week or whatever, which I thought would be neat. But it's also got nice columns that I could make bookmarks out of or whatever. And there's a lot of sports information, but you can see some more of the ads. But yeah, they really were trying to get students to smoke back then. And, you know, how soothing it can be and all that stuff. But see, there's some cool ads. And then here's some kind of different ads, kind of more like yellow page ads. So I thought that was cool. So I figured I can just, you know, take a page out of here at a time. See, that's another Camel cigarette ad. They've also got comics in here. One of the cigarette companies, let me see if I can find one, also did comic strips, which of course always end in needing to smoke whatever their cigarette is. But oh, well, here's a cool ad for clothing. So if you were doing a, or I should say if I were doing a kind of a vintage clothing journal, those would be really good for that. But I really want to see if I can find one of those comics. They're all over the place, but of course I'm not flipping to any pages that have it. This book is heavy too, as you could imagine. They had two. I think they had the one that would have been directly after this one. But I thought maybe the ads would be neater if, I think it was technically a 1940 one, so maybe there was one in between these two. But I don't know, I thought whatever ads it did have might have been better if they were in the late 30s instead of the early 40s. But there's restaurant ads in here. But yeah, I'm not finding that those cartoons. I really want to show one of those. But there's also some kind of headers in here that might make good just cutting out the words. There's also was kind of a sad story in here about a student that was working in the clinical lab. It was a female senior, and it was almost like a chemistry lab, but they didn't call it that. But she was working with something and alcohol, and the beaker she was using broke and got the alcohol all over her apron or whatever she would have been wearing, and then somehow it caught fire, and it was horrible. A horrible story. She like runs out into the hallway, and people are trying to get to her to help put the fire out, and she didn't want anybody to touch her because she didn't want them to get hurt. But somebody finally got her knocked down and got the fire all pressed out, but I guess her injuries were too severe that she didn't survive. So that was kind of sad. But okay, so here's one of the, down here is one of the cartoons. So there's just several of those, which are like super cute cartoons, but then they go into smoking. So I don't know what I'll do with those. But like I could cut out parts of these ads that don't specifically reference the cigarettes, but I don't know, I guess back then, well, and probably still today, the cigarette companies had all the money, so they didn't mind investing in college newspapers. But that book, I paid $10 for that book, which, I mean, you can buy a paperback from Michael's for $10, and this has way more paper in it. Granted, it's all newspaper, but so I thought that was a good deal. All right, then I've got two things from Amazon. I was hoping, I'm supposed to have a couple things delivered today, but they haven't come yet. So I'll just show you the two things that arrived yesterday. And let me get it pulled up so that I can, I'll link to these below. They will be affiliated links, which I'm just doing that because any support that I can get like that helps my channel, and it doesn't cost you anything extra if you happen to use that link. But you can, of course, grab the description and paste it in yourself without using the link. Okay, so the first thing, and this was, well, see, here we go. This was $10.19 for this tiny little pad of paper. So when I was card making, I had a bunch of 12 by 12 pads of paper. And then as the result of watching a bunch of YouTube videos, I decided that if I was going to do card making, I preferred to work with 6 by 6. So I cut all of my 12 by 12s into 6-inch pads. And so now that I want to use some of them for junk journaling, 6 by 6 works fine for ephemera, but it's not very good for pages. So I decided I would I bought a couple of these. So there's one of these, maybe two more of these that are supposed to come today. I didn't need this, and you wouldn't need this either, because we've talked about junk journaling. You don't need special things like this. Plus, I bought all those printables, so why would I need this? Well, I'm using this as a test to see if I can take something like this and use it with the templates that I bought with the printables, so that I can make the same designs just with different paper. And then I will also be trying to scan this paper so that I can use it over and over again. But this one is from Stamperia. That's a pretty good paper stock brand. I think all the ones that I ordered, well, the 3 or 4 or whatever that I ordered, were all this brand. So you can see on this cover page, it's got several that you could cut out for ephemera. You could make tags, that kind of thing. And even this, you know, if you, I mean, you could leave that in, but you could also cover it with something else and just leave House of Roses. But I'll just show you the, so one of the printables that I am thinking of is the one I'll show you here at the very end, that I'm making for my 2,000 subscriber celebration. But it's got a piece that would kind of come like this for like an envelope flap. So I thought, you know, so as I'm looking at these pages, I'm thinking what pieces would they convert to for that. It's got a cute little bird. Also, if I scanned these, I could then, if I could get my hand to behave, I could go into paint and cut, you know, if I can get my hand to be calm enough, kind of crop, you know, around these little pictures and then use them separately. And then here's a great one that just has some panels that would work well. And just more like if you're looking for maybe a long section here or some butterflies. Another edge piece maybe. But lots of different things that you could cut out and have, because this one doesn't really have like a true ephemera page. And some great background pages that this would be super easy for me to scan and print on 8.5 by 11 paper. This one kind of would be good, kind of going diagonally and having this in a corner and this in a corner. And this one, I want to figure out a way to shrink it so that I could either use it as ephemera or a page, but it takes up most of the 12 by 12 paper, so, and I wouldn't ever, I don't think, make a journal that big. Just more backgrounds and flowers. And again, another one I wouldn't mind kind of trying to shrink, although cutting, you know, if I cut this out, this would be, especially if I left some on the end, this would be a decent enough size to fold for into a signature. Just some more pretty and basic. Okay, so it does have one kind of page of ephemera, so some tags. And it does have that clock smaller, but it's missing all the roses and stuff that were on the other one. But still, these would be great. Make an envelope to go in your junk journal and then stick this in it, maybe with a hole punched out and an eyelet attached to it, and then maybe a ribbon or something. Or even just like this. Don't have to get fancy. And then a couple more background pages. And then even this you could use. You could cut these out and either as a whole or just one. And it does have the clock with the flowers here, but trying to enlarge things messes with the pixelation, so it's easier to make things smaller if you're trying to scan. So anyway, I got that for 10 bucks. And like I said, I've got 2 or 3 more of those coming. at least one of them I think is steampunk, which I wanted to see how it would work with the steampunk ones that I bought off of Etsy, to see if I could kind of interchange them. All right, and then the last thing, so I found this, which I thought might make it easier for me to do my filming down at my hands, because this clamps onto a table instead of having a stand. As I mentioned on a previous video, I'm afraid my stand will show in the frame. Plus, a lot of those are designed to work with cameras, not phones. And this one's specifically designed to work with a phone. It has a mag lock spot on it, and my phone, if I take this thing off, has a mag lock underneath it. So if I get this to work, I'll be returning the things I got from Temu. But the idea is that you would just, so I will like clamp it to this, my desk, only I'm kind of hoping I can maneuver it so that I can clamp it to the back of the desk so that the light comes out over, kind of like this light, or not the light, but the stand. So it'll be more in the center. But if I can't work that out, or if it doesn't expand enough, then I'll be clamping it like kind of down here over on the side, and it'll come over. But it's got a really decent size clamp that I think should work just fine with this table. It's got enough of a edge underneath it to work with this. And then, so this would go in here like this, and then this would tighten it. But then, as you can see, so if this is at the back, we're at the back of my desk, then this would come out over and hang down, and my phone would snap to that. Let's just take this off, and it's always hard to get these off. Okay. So see, and I think, unless it was a different one, I thought it was supposed to come with a maglock ring to put on your phone in case you didn't have one, but I don't see it here. So anyway, and in the picture they showed 10 or 6 phones together. I mean, it's not coming off of there, so I don't have to worry about that. So the only thing then, once I get this set up, that I'll have to do is get this connected to my Surface, which I should be able to cast from this to my Surface via Wi-Fi, but it's not recognizing my Surface right now. It's only recognizing TVs. And so I may end up just having to plug this into the Surface so that they are, I probably should do that anyway, because you know how Wi-Fi can be, and I don't want it to be sporadic or jumpy or whatever. So I'll probably just plug this into the Surface itself, and then I can project or mirror my screen and see what I'm doing, because that was one of the worries. It's like, if I'm filming like this, I can't see what it can see, so I need the screen. So as long as I stay healthy this weekend, I'm hoping that come the end of the weekend I'll have this set up, if not sooner. And then, again, provided I'm healthy enough, I'm going to do my nail reserve video. So that's the excitement I have to look forward to. Let's see, how much did this thing cost? Okay. All right, so this $30. So roughly a little bit more, well, a little bit less than twice the price of the things I've been getting on Temu for this. But again, one of those things was 17 and one was 13, so, and they've had price adjustments, but I can return those if I can get this to work. The only other thing I think that I got to figure out, I thought that there was supposed to be a way to attach a ring light to this too, but I don't see where that would plug in. So I need to do a little bit more checking because I think I'll still need some kind of light, right? So yeah, so I'll have to look into that more. And maybe I can just kind of finagle something or shine the light from the side. I don't know. I don't know how bad shadowing will be. So yeah, so super excited about that. Oh, and I did get a 5% off coupon for this when I ordered it, so it wasn't quite 30. All right, how does this go back together? So it's nice. It doesn't take up too much space, you know, when you're not using it. All right, so that brings us to the end of this haul, but I did want to show you, I posted a picture to my community page. I had gotten all the pieces, and look, we're using a Temu bag, but I had gotten all the pieces cut out for the folio that I'm going to make, and I just thought I would show you some. I've got all the scraps in here too, because a lot of these scraps have some printable on the back, so I just thought in case I need something. But let me pull these out. I'll just show. So this, I can't remember what I've said before and whatnot, but this is the crows and ravens from her Edgar Allan Poe, and this is Victoria Designs on Etsy. So like Victoria, but with an E, Victoria. She is Bulgarian, and she works with a lady from Algeria to do a lot of her videos. Like, she's got a friend in Algeria who has a channel and makes a lot of the journals and stuff. I don't know why I'm telling you that, but just to say that it's not local, but yet she seems to, for those of us in the States, she seems to show preference to American sizing for her documents. But these are pages that'll get folded along here, and so these will make kind of a gate fold where they will kind of come together. And then, oh, I better not lose these circles. I don't want to have to print out another page just because I lost the circles. But see, here's like the top of an envelope, kind of like I was, you know, pointing out on the Stamperia. But there, see how, I mean, see how beautiful these images are. I mean, and this, I think it's going to look so pretty once I get it put together, you know, provided I don't goof up when I'm using my double-sided tape and that kind of thing. But it's gonna be cool. I mean, at least the one in the video I've watched is really cool. Some more gate, some corner pockets. Another envelope topper or whatever. So yeah, so I think it's gonna be really cool, and I've got a little bit of time. I'm almost at 1,300 subscribers, so we need to get another 700 for me to do this giveaway. But I mean, it's just so pretty, and like I said, this is part of her Edgar Allan Poe series, so that I only bought this for this particular folio, but she's got a full set you can buy. with ephemera pieces and everything. But because it's Edgar Allan Poe, you also get pictures of Edgar Allan Poe and all that. I mean, it's really cool. But the few that I bought, like bigger sets of, I did steampunk. So yeah. So all right. So that's where we're at for this haul. I am really glad you spent some time with me, and I'm really hoping I need to find another cough drop for this afternoon after work, because I feel like the coughing is getting a little bit worse as I've been going through the day. But thank you so much for spending time with me. I really appreciate it. And if you enjoyed what you saw today, I would love if you gave me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, thank you for stopping by and checking me out. I do a lot of Temu hauls on this channel, but I'm also trying to branch out. And so I've got a couple review videos that'll be coming up, and I do Dollar Tree hauls every once in a while, and of course junk journaling is kind of my new obsession. But I also do some decluttering, and so just trying to get a variety of things. So if any of those things sounds interesting to you and you haven't yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. Subscribers and watchers, commenters, all that stuff helps the algorithms with Facebook to help my videos come up more often for people as suggestions, which of course turns around and helps me. And the money that I make on this channel, I funnel back in for future hauls and future whatever comes our way. So I just want to say thank you. I really appreciate it. And wherever you are, whenever you are, I hope you're having a great time. For me, it's Friday the 3rd at lunch, and I think I might actually have a little bit of time to go still eat something before I have to go back to work. So I don't know when this video probably won't, because I won't have time to upload it and stuff before I go back to work, so that you'll probably see this sometime later this evening. And then while you're watching it, I'll probably be filming my Temu haul, which will air tomorrow sometime. So until we meet again, take care of yourself, hang in there, be good, enjoy the weather if you've got good weather where you're at. Talk to you later. Bye. Never works. It never works.